So many whispers in my ear that I can't hear my voice. Tell me, will it end the situation that I'm in? Or am I bound to sit alone, drowning in my sin? Get right or get left, what will it be? Time is running out, the blood is flowing down the streets. People need to know we're living in a war zone. Hit the streets with the truth, tell them that it's on.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Loot Bros Podcast. I'm your host, Resident Daryl, and this is a very special interstitial episode. It was so big, so loud and aggressive and bolsterous, and I'm just kidding. Garreth did a great job. He sent us over a very long, meaty, extended version of the Rarity update. So he goes into depth on what people have been playing, what's going on with their scores, where they place. Give a shout out to Garreth for all of his hard work. Thank you so much for running this event. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of housekeeping, then we're going to cut right into that. So it's a nice, meaty version of the Rarity update. Since he was out of town, on holiday, on vacation. So shout out to him for doing this. Shout out to our GTTSC team. Currently, as of the time of recording this week, we have RGT85 from YouTube coming on the show as a guest. And we're going to talk about the state of game hunting and game collecting in a post-COVID crazy collector world, which last time we had him on, we didn't really get to dive into collections as much as we wanted to. So we're definitely excited to have him on for that this week. So with that being said, give a shout out to our Patreon producers. Thank you, Sadek. Thank you, MZ. Thank you, Maticon, the Star Screamer. And my name is F and Mayo. We definitely appreciate you guys. Please go check out the Resident Daryl YouTube. A brand new video just dropped this Wednesday, and would love for you guys to check it out. Found some great stuff. A bit of a steal for the deal. So thank you guys so much for all your support. We appreciate you. Go to the Discord, jump in there. Lots of conversation happening in the Discord. Be sure to check out the Loot Bros Facebook group. And we do have an Instagram. We've always had an Instagram, but we don't ever talk about it. We always forget that it exists. So what I've been trying to do is I've been trying to post some of these pickups, some of these video game hauls and things of that nature on the Instagram. So check us out on the socials. Be sure to check us out on YouTube, Resident Daryl on YouTube, and we have a merch store. So Store Frontier, if you look in the links in the description of the podcast, I always put links in there. There's a link tree that has everything you need in there. Definitely go check it out, guys. We put out some pretty cool stuff, and we'll have more shirt designs going up later this month. All that being said, here is Garreth with the Trophy Rarity Update.
Hello there, we're back with our first Rarity update since I've been back from holiday. Had a lovely time, nicely tanned, plenty of sun, beers, relaxation, good to be away. And then obviously straight back into it. Some of you may have seen I did the written update a few days ago and published that onto Facebook. I'd intended to do this audio version sort of over the weekend. Unfortunately, with family commitments, it was a little bit difficult, so I'm doing this on Monday afternoon UK time, in the hope that it will get patched into one, if not both, of the podcasts, Loot Bros and Trophy Whores, for this week. I thought it might be a good one to do, because I've obviously missed a little while of doing the audios. I'm sure you've all missed my soothing dulcet tones. Do a little bit of an extended one, and go into a little bit deeper into some of the games that everybody's been playing. Obviously, there's been a lot of platinums, a lot of points have been scored, quite a bit of movement on the league table. So, so I've thought about doing that, and probably will. If you think it's a load of bollocks, then just fast forward this or skip to the bit where you're talked about, or don't listen at all. Doesn't matter. It doesn't affect me. So I'll kick off into it, and we'll start right down at the bottom as usual. Normally, this is a period where I say, and Zach, the bearded nerd, has not done anything again. No trophies scored this week. No points earned. But he has earned trophies since in the period that I've been away. I'll end up referring to this as period rather than week. Obviously, it's been longer than a week. But one thing to note is for the rarest trophy, I only took it from the 3rd of June because I couldn't be bothered, if I'm honest, to go further back than that to look for how rare a trophy was. The exceptions being if the one was blatantly obvious that it was your rarest trophy of the week, then I would include it at that point, or if it affected the rarest trophy of the contest overall. So apologies if you've got a rare one of the week, but yeah, prior to the 3rd of June, but you would have missed it. So as I say, going back to it, yeah, Zach, One Plat Zach has been playing. And he earned 3 points this week, giving him 5 in total. He has been playing after he sort of tricked us a little bit because it looked as though, when Xbox came out and had all those problems with, Phil Spencer spouting off, nonsense about we don't need good games, Xbox don't, and we can't produce them and we're rubbish and stuff like that. We saw Zach earn his trophy in the PlayStation, his first one, first time he'd been on it in the year, and we thought maybe that was the catalyst for him switching his allegiance back to the PlayStation. It was a bit of a false dawn because that sort of, he was just teasing us really, and he ended up sort of going back to Xbox. But he has come back to the PlayStation for this week, and he's been playing a few people's favourite game, Slay the Spire on the PlayStation, and he'd earned 6 trophies in it so far. It's not a game I'm too familiar with. I know that Rick loves it. He's completed it on multiple occasions. Obviously, I know that Kalai had sort of recommended that to him, and he's sort of taken that on board and has really sort of got to. I think he surpassed everybody with it. So even Kalai herself. So he's obviously, we were speaking the other day and how he was so grateful to be able to be recommended it. But obviously Zach has also taken upon himself to play it, and he's started with a few trophies, more of the uncommon ones, common and uncommon. I think his rarest one was at 35.29%, which isn't too bad given his past record of the contest so far. So he is in last place still, but we've got progress at 3 points this week, 5 overall. We then have Kalai. She had a little bit of a temporary uplift in her position. She had made it up to 23rd place the week before I had departed to go on my holidays. She's dropped back down, unfortunately. She is now just 1 place above Zach, but she did earn points during that period. She'd earned 9 in total. And again, Slay the Spire is the game that the bottom two are both playing. She's on 41, so quite a way clear of Zach. Her rarest trophy of the week was Powerful in Slay the Spire, which actually I was going to say it was the rarest, but it's not her rarest of the competition. But yeah, so it was good to see that the bottom two, who have been not been earning much at all over the contest, have both sort of picked up points. More pleasing than that was actually Garth Knight, who had sort of gone weeks without scoring a trophy, and then he sort of comes back into it, does a few bits and bobs, a couple of points here and there, a few negatives and stuff. Seems to play a lot of the recent games, but he had his best scoring week of the competition since it started, and a real mix of games over that period. So looking at it, when I look at what he has been playing, he's had a mix of NBA 2K23, which is obviously a PS Plus Essentials game. The new Madden NFL, he'd earned sort of 44% of the trophies in that, which is a good amount, but actually I was surprised. I was just looking at it, there's only 24 trophies in that Madden NFL 23, and 9 of them he's got is at 40, and is 44%. So Ark Survival Evolved was another game he's played. City Skyline, and Thymesia, which I think is a recent addition to the PS Plus Extra tier. So that's as many games as he's played, sort of from what I can remember, for a long time. So well done to Darth Knight. He had, as I said, his best scoring week, which was actually 44 points, and that took him to 73. So that was what elevated him back above Kalai into 23rd place. Next up, we have Tross. Tross dropped a place, just one place. He had 9 points this week, taking him to 127. His rarest trophy was in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master, I think it's called. It's not a game I'm too familiar with. Well, I say too familiar. I'm not familiar with it at all. But that was his rarest trophy at 7.26%. And Tross is another one who he seems to play the newer games a lot. So I don't know whether that Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel is a new one. But yeah, he's done right. I think he had a couple of platinums whilst I was away as well, which I'll come on to during the platinum shout outs. A couple of nice, not necessarily nice scoring ones, but certainly good to have in the collection. But again, the platinums I'll come on to later on. Next up, we have Departed 570. He overtook Tross. And he had 21 points, was enough to do it. That taken him to 139. So they're still fairly close in it, just 12 points between those two. His rarest trophy was in the recently released Diablo 4, Army of Bones. We might see, as we quite often do with newer games, that those trophies eventually do decay over time. So that's in order to combat that, he's going to have to obviously score sort of fairly well on other games, maybe some older games, maybe some PS Plus games to do that. So Departed, as I said, moved up a place. Rarest trophy was in Diablo 4. Other games that he's been playing, and they all seem to be fairly new ones. Star Wars Jedi Survivor. He's been doing WWE 2K23 and Life is Strange True Colors actually this last week. So that again is another PS extra game. I think it is. So looking further down, actually, he did a couple of games that I'm interested in playing that I own but haven't played: Immortals Phoenix Rising and Ghostwire Tokyo. So a couple of big games there. I think Tross. Departed does tend to play the bigger games more so when you look down his list. Ghostwire Tokyo, Dying Light 2, Gotham Knights, Dead Island 2, Star Wars, Jedi Survivor. So there are some big games there. So well done to him for climbing a place. Next up, as we get into the top 20, we have Jared. Stink Palm dropped a place despite scoring 46 points. He did drop a place, but his rarest trophy was in Torchlight 2. The name of that was Unstoppable at 18.65%. His 44 points took him to 46 points. Sorry, took him to 277. There's not much in it between him and the next person above him. Looking at it, I can see that he's not a million miles away from getting that platinum in Torchlight 2. I'm not familiar with it. It's a 14.93% platinum, so he's only 6 trophies away from doing it. So 5 actual trophies before getting the platinum. Might be worth one looking to get into. I'm not sure what the requirements are. I wonder if we'll just have a look, see if there's any tricky ones that he might struggle with. Have 1 million gold. He still needs to do 10,000 damage. That shouldn't be too hard. Looking at the rarity of that, 31.75%. Find a legendary item. Begin new game plus. So I think that's doable. Torchlight 2 should be doable for him to get the platinum in that. So we might see that come up in the next week or so. It looks as though he may well have got distracted though by Diablo 4, because that is the latest game on his profile that he's been playing, which a fair few of you have been looking at through your scoring. So he is in 20th place. So 19th place and going up one, with again his highest score of I know it's an extended period, but his highest score was 86, was the Brain 76. Riley moved on to 279. So there's only 2 points separating those two players. And Riley's points, his rarest trophy came in Borderlands, the pre-sequel. So I noticed that there is a few of you have started that, so I'm guessing that's obviously some kind of boosting session, perhaps, or co-op session. I know that a few of you have been doing it in Burnout Paradise Remastered as well. A few of you got the platinum this week in that. So the Brain, yeah, so that's his rarest, that's his most recent, as well as coming the pre-sequel. Looks like he's also sort of delved into Power Wash Simulator. I've seen a couple of people go onto Power Wash Simulator. I don't know whether that's on PS Plus Extra or anything like that, or whether that's I think it is actually. Maybe that's why there's a few people of you have tried it out. It'd be an odd one to sort of purchase, perhaps, unless your name's I'm styling on you, bro. But yeah, further down, Monster Hunter World. I'm not liking this. Burnout Paradise Remastered. Right, not a problem in the game. I've got the plat twice on it, PS3 and PS4. The bit I don't like, 94 of 95 trophies. Why is there one left? I need to see what that is. Come on, you've done 94 of them. Surely you can do 95. There we go. Ride 10 miles on a bike. Okay, right, fair enough. It must be because he's just waiting for a party. Ride 10 miles on a bike in an 8-player lobby. So awarded for riding 10, self-explanatory. Awarded for riding 10 miles on a bike in 8-player in an online game. I know that Rick was trying to set that up. I'm guessing it hasn't happened as of yet. If you need an extra player, hit me up. I don't mind. I've got the trophy. No surprise there. But I don't mind helping you out if you need an extra player. Any of you that are, if you can get a session together and need an extra one, then happy to help you out. So one more trophy for him to get the 100% back on that. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, he looks to have gone off the. He's gone a bit wayward there. Only 8 trophies earned of that. Not played it since 14th of May. So looks like Borderlands pre-sequel is his sort of latest game he's playing. As we're moving up through the leaderboard, and again, not a million miles away. It's all fairly tight between these three. So, and it has been for a long time. So, Jared, Riley, and Homer Gets Duff. Brandon is on 306 points. He had 64 this week. His rarest trophy came in quite a random game, actually. Well, I say random only because it's not one that I see too commonly on the leaderboards. Rogue Galaxy. I'm sure that was given away as a plus game once upon a time. Can't say that I've played it, but I'm sure I own it through. But I wouldn't have bought it, so I'm sure it must be through Plus. And he's doing well on it. 66% of the trophies, 27 out of 35. So he's well on his way to the platinum on that. Looks like he's been doing a bit of Stardew Valley as well. I know Rick raves about that one. I've not played it myself. It's not my type of game. Yeah, Borderlands for the pre-sequel. So he must be doing that with Riley. So that's they've got the same number of trophies on that each. So they must be going for it together. It's actually quite a mix of games. Wild Hearts, not familiar with that game. Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and that, because I know there was a few of you doing a boosting session on that. So a nice mix of games. Fairly chilled game as well, looks of it. But yeah, so his rarest was All Good Things, and that was at 17.88%. So his 64 takes him to 306. So that is where it is tight. There's a 3-way battle there for 20th, 19th, and 18th between Riley, Jared, and Brandon. Homer Gets Stuffed. using government names. Sorry. The next on the leaderboard is Tricky Mick, staying in 17th place, 155 points, and that's just the 150 points, 5 points that we know about, because we have hidden games from Tricky Mick that we are unable to see. I'm just having a look. So yeah, I'm just looking at his profile. So he has 86 hidden trophies. I'm not saying all of them, because obviously I know some of them are from cheating. So he has to hide them to be allowed on the leaderboard. So they're not all ones that he's deliberately hidden. But Tricky, as I said, with his 155, it takes him to 404. So he's got a 98-point lead. Now he was close with Riley and whatnot, but he's sort of pulled away a bit in 17th. And now I think he's only about 1,100 points short of the top 5 now, so he's not doing too bad there. But his trophies predominantly come in. Let's have a look. Wow. Load of shit by the looks of it. Absolute load of shit. And Grid Legends. A Grid Legends, 66 of 91. I didn't realise I had that many trophies, 91. So I think we might see Tricky get a first legit plat of the year, maybe. I think would it be first Tricky? You can correct us if it is or isn't. I mean, looking at the rest of it, stroke the rabbit, stroke the snake, stroke the parrot, the pigeon quiz, platinum in 19 seconds. The jumping pumpkin, the dog quiz, caravan journey, stroke the spider. You actually braved yourself and played a spider game, did you? Nice one. I bet you had to get your missus to play that. The jumping rap, the Copper Age, the Penguin P, Pretty Bird 3. I'll not read anymore, it's a load of bollocks. Sort yourself out, play something decent, will you? You're never going to catch anybody at playing that shit. But well done on getting 155 points, and well done on Grid Legends. I commend you doing well at getting that far. I didn't think you would. I didn't think you were a racing game fan, but you're doing well. Well on your way to top 5 anyway. Next up, in 16th place, we have that one to go, JT, who made his big announcement, almost a retirement announcement on Facebook, on the written update. He is now moving across to PC on a more permanent basis. But he scored 134 points, 442 total, so he's keeping himself above Tricky. Rarest trophy was in Life is Strange, camera right, 34.15%. I know he had a couple of auto pop flats, so that got him a good chunk of points as well. Yeah, I think, let's see what he had. Let's see. So he's doing Life is Strange, 36 to 61 trophies, 55%. Star Wars Jedi Survivor he's also doing. Yeah, auto platin Jedi Fallen Order. So yeah, he got the platter legit in 2 weeks 15. Not bad. That's pretty good. And then 11 minutes 32 for the. He's done it the wrong way around as well. Why would you do that? He's gone PS4. So he's played the worst version, the PS4 version, legitimately for 2 weeks 15 hours. And then the superior version with the better frame rates, the better graphics, better controls, using the better auto popped in 11 minutes 32. Deary me. But anyway, 134 for the week, 442 in total. 34.15% rarest trophy in Life is Strange. Next up, Sadak. Just cocked up the spreadsheet. Sadak. Low points for this, given we haven't done an update for 20 days. 23 points, no point a day. But it took him above 500 points. So he's on 502. So he's got a nice little lead. of 60 over JT. That may well increase now that JT's going to be PC gaming more. And looking at his Sadak has been, I wouldn't say busy. Well, he can't be busy. I mean, you're only getting 23 points, but not inactive. I think a lot of them has been through common trophies. So commons in Royal Roads. I'm not sure what that is. Commons in he's done the VR stuff, so Horizon Call of the Mountain. So he's been doing quite a bit in that. He's also done a bit in little trophy in Beat Saber, but only a common again. So yeah, unfortunately, like we're looking at one. Yeah, maybe out of his last 20 trophies, only 2 have been uncommon, and that doesn't get you points, unfortunately. But yeah, but still, 502 points. That's all right. That keeps him in 15th place. I think he was in the GTTSC contest, but I think he went out like week 3 or week 4. Just it's hard to sort of compete with the loot bros in that competition. With just a bit of lack of experience there, Naus. But and it might well have taken his toll on his gaming, but he's scoring points. That's all we can ask for. Next up, Mr. TMNT 84. So Jason scored. What did Jason score? Yeah, Jason scored 60 points, 566 overall. Playing a new game, Street Fighter 6. When I was away in Greece, as I said, I was only away for 11 days, but it felt like a lifetime when you sort of, because I missed that game coming out. And then obviously I saw people playing it, and then I saw Jason Priestley playing it, and he's earned some decent trophies in it. Got 13 of 44. Gone back to Hog, but he hasn't done anything since 3rd of June on it. But playing both versions, PS4 and PS5, so he's got 13 trophies in the PS4 version, only 11 in the PS5. But he's gone back to Hogwarts Legacy most recently, by the looks of it. I look at that, I see he's played Hot Shots Racing, 25th of May whilst I was away. Obviously been sneaking at my profile, looking at what I've been playing, trying to catch up. Realised it was too hard. Probably bailed out because only 1 trophy. Yeah, there's a lot of gaps in that profile, isn't there? Look at that, 18%, 16%, 1%, 13, 25, 1. 29.15% completion on the profile. I mean, that is a proper platinum dodger, isn't it? 881 games played, 32 platinums. But no, you can't knock him because there's no shit on there like on Trickies. It's lots of decent games, just not many completed. But still, he's got good points. He's got 60 this week. 560 keeps him 14th place. Next up is Dupes. Dupes had 143 points, 699 in total for the contest. Dupes again is one that plays the newer games as and when they come out. When he's not running, he's playing new games. And let's have a look what he's been playing most recently. Midnight Suns got the platinum. That recent one, I don't recall that being. That might be in between when I did the update on Saturday and today, 11th. Okay, got the platinum yesterday, so that will go into next week's shouts anyway for the well done on your platinum. Looks like he's doing the DLC on it now, so Dupes is doing well. Picking up, he had that phase. He started off well, and then he sort of had a phase of a bit of decay. Was getting negatives left, right, and centre, but he's sort of picked back up now and is earning sort of consistent points and picking up pace as he sort of tries to sort of catch up with the higher achievers. He's managed to pull some points back on Diego, who's next up. Diego is in 12th place. Diego had 106 points. Yeah, that took him to 727. And Diego, he'd been on a bit of a PS3 blast before I was away. I'm not sure. His rarest trophy was, yeah, he's still on it. Battlefield Bad Company 2. I know the servers were shutting down on that one. But it looks like he's been doing that. Yeah, Battlefield Bad Company 2. He's on 24 of 73 trophies. So his latest game, I don't know, is PS4, PS5, has that gone to the wall? Because when his last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last 8 games dating back to 1st of April have all been on the PS3. So I don't know what's happened to his PS5. Whether his last game on PS5 was 9th of March, which was Dead Space 2. So I'm hopefully he's still got it. Hopefully he's not sort of it's not burnt out, or he's lost it, or I don't know, whatever could have happened. But he's obviously gone back to his PS3 for I've been doing a bit of Bad Company 2, Binary Domain, and Blur most recently. Blur, what a good game that was. 32 of 49 trophies in that one. Next up, as we are in 11th place, so we got some big scores from 11th upwards. It's some hefty weekly or period scores. Is Yield next in 11th. He has actually dropped down a position from 10th to 11th, but he did that despite scoring 142 points. Took him to 819, so he's got a fairly decent lead of about 90 odd, 92 points over Diego. His rarest trophy was Don't Look Back in American Fugitive. This is a game, so American Fugitive is a game that I have got, and every time I'm going through, I don't know whether it's probably the same as the rest of you, but when I finish a game and I'm looking to decide what to play, and I'm going through, and sometimes it'll take me an hour, so maybe sometimes even 2, and I think, shall I start this, shall I not? And then it gets too late to start a particular type of game, so I'll start another one. And American Fugitive is always one that I look at and have never gone to it. And it always intrigues me. It looks interesting. It looks like it looks decent, to be honest. No idea whether it is or not. And it reminds me, actually, I don't know if you would have seen it, but the Future Game Show had their show on Sunday, and they showed off a game called The Precinct. And it looks very much like that American Fugitive. And I urge you to check out the trailer for The Precinct, like a police station. Because that's coming in 2024, and that looks really good, like almost like a cross between American Fugitive and old school GTA. So have a look, check that out. But yeah, Yield's done well. As I said, he's also been on the Borderlands pre-sequel train. Same amount of points as Bro and Riley. He's also done Power Wash Simulator, and he's doing a bit of Zombie Army Trilogy as well. So he's going all in on the co-op side. Borderlands 3 as well. I think MZ has also been doing Zombie Army Trilogy, from what I can remember seeing on his when he was on the PlayStation the other night. So good scoring from Yield. So despite dropping a place, it's not too bad, because he is only 9 points behind 10th place, which is MZ Nitro. MZ managed a huge score, 197 points, and that was enough to take him above Yield into the top 10. MZ his rarest trophy has come in, I think it is a PS3 game, isn't it? The Star Wars Force Unleashed 2. Platinum looks to be in sight, 55 of 59 trophies for that one, so he is well on his way to getting that. What's he need for that to do? So going through, complete the first 10 challenges with at least a gold medal in each. Very rare, so that'd be worth 5 points if you can get that. And then complete the first 10 challenges with a bronze medal in each. Get a silver. I'm guessing that's a separate, and get a silver medal in A5. I'm guessing that's a separate game mode from the main story, because it looks like he hasn't started that yet. So I'd imagine he'll be getting the plat in that next week, which would be a nice one to have. The plat on that is only at 6.42%, so nice one to get. He's also been in Zombie Army Trilogy. Looks like he's been in Minecraft Set 2. I don't know if that's recent DLC, because I noticed someone on the GTCSC had been playing that, and the scoring on that was really, really worth really good points. And I don't know if that's because that's recent or not, or whether it's just because it's particularly difficult. But MZ has the 100% on that, so well done to you on there. Into 9th place, the Grounded Gamer. He's dropped 2 places, down from 7th to 9th. 73 points, which is about sort of standard for Corey, depending on what his work commitments are and where he is. But if we look at his profile, Corey flips around from game to game, a bit like Jason, his good mate Jason. But let's see what he's been doing. Puzzle Quest 3, NHL 2022, PJ Tour 2K23, only 1 of 30 though. That's one that I'll pick up sooner rather than later. Neo 2, NBA 2K23, Neo 1, Subnautica Below Zero, Star Wars Jedi Survivor. So yeah, he's been dipping his toes into quite a lot of games there. But as I said, is 73 points. When you're getting into the top 10 and 73, don't expect to be moving up when you're over a 20-day period. So, his rarest trophy was Puzzle Quest 3 Gladiator at 20.24%. But still doing well. He's got a 60-odd point lead, 57-point lead over MZ. So MZ might be confident of catching that one, the way that he's been scoring lately. So next up is Donk, who he's on 897 points. He had 143 points this period. Rarest trophy in the Dark Throne in Final Fantasy 14. I don't know whether to go into his profile or not, because it would probably take me about 8 pages just to get to his legit game for his rarest trophy. I'm going to brave it though. I'm going to see what we've got. Just waiting for the site to update. I noticed that he hadn't scored too many trophies anyway, because he was on the Loot Bros leaderboard. He wasn't massively high. Never a good sign though when you go onto PSN profiles, and rather than it being a banner of the game, that the most recent game you've been playing, it's just got the PlayStation sort of symbols indicating like spam. So his most recent game was Quiz This Germany Bronze Edition. He's done well to get the platinum in that. It's only got 100% platinum achiever rate. Scars Above. That's a fairly legit game. He's 42 of 46 from that. He's been playing that recently, a couple of days ago. 92% of the trophy. I'm not familiar. I recognise the name of it. I couldn't tell you what sort of game it is, but it's that looks like a platinum in sight for him. He may go for it. Might be a bit rare for him to go for, but we'll see. Next up, as we enter the top 7, Resident Daryl, Loot Bros host, GTTSC team member, 231 points, 948 in total, so he's closing on that 1,000 point mark. His rarest trophy was Projections from the Deep. So which is in Killing Floor 2, is for DLC trophy. And I don't know, I'm guessing this must be new DLC that's come out, because when he first got this, which was over the weekend, on our GTCSC competition, it was worth something like 900 points, which was massive. And then within a day, 24 hours, that had dropped down to 354. And then it dropped down to 230 odd. So as more and more people are achieving it, it's the rarer it's becoming. So when I did the update, you'll see that it was, when I first did it, when I started it, the rarest trophy. Well, when you see the actual leaderboard, you'll notice there's, alongside the rarest trophy for Daryl, is his next rarest as well, because I suspected that this one, when I put it in, it was at 0.65%. By the time I checked it again, which was only an hour later, it had gone to 0.80%. So it already increased. So now I've updated again. I'm just going to see what it sits at now, because that was the reason I put this secondary trophy in, which was because I don't think this one was going to didn't think it was going to maintain its 0.80. So let's have a look. Yeah, it's at 1.08 now, so it is creeping up. It's still an ultra rare for the time being, but at 1.08 it has gone up a fair amount. But he's obviously scored really well this week. We found a few pinball games that were a decent point scoring in the GTTSC competition. Daryl he's platinum one. He's platinum Jurassic pinball just recently today. I know that he'd been struggling with these ones a little bit. He gets like 3/4 of the way through and then bails out. Some of them are pretty tough. But he's actually done his first one, so congratulations, Daryl, on that. What the PS5 was designed for, these little pinball games. So Daryl's done really well considering where he was in the leaderboard a few weeks ago. I'm sure the GTSC competition has helped because it's all about rarity, and rarity trophies are the more points you score. And if we're trying to score points, he's obviously going to score rarer trophies, and that has boosted him up massively. So he is now in the top 7 and is closing in on that 1,000 point mark. Sixth is Alex, Ray's Havoc, and he actually scored 260 points. So well done to him. That moves him on to 1,283, so he's got a healthy lead over Daryl still. Really a good ultra rare is his rarest trophy. A new god, which was the platinum in Gods Will Fall. Let's have a look. I'm going to have to speed this up a little bit because it's... I'm doing this sat in the car at my lad is football training, and it is 7:36. His training finishes at 8 o'clock, and then I need to walk over to go and get him as well. So I'm going to have to hurry this along a little. But he's done... Yeah, he's been pretty busy. Got back to 100% on Cow the Kangaroo. They've done the DLC and that. Obviously, the platinum, 2 good platinums in Gods of Fall and Rollerdrome. His last 1, 2, 3, 4. Obviously, he's got 98% of the trophies. He's got the platinum in Telsvine, but he's missing 1 trophy in that one. And then Horizon Food OS 100%, and Tart Goose Game 100%. So yeah, he's 88.34 overall completion rate. That is impressive stuff from Alex, who's obviously head of the pack out of the Trophy Whores hosts. Obviously, can he stay ahead of Tricky, who claims to obviously make the top 5? We shall see. Time will tell. But he would need to surpass Alex to do that at the moment because Alex is not in the top 5. The top 5 is the 5th place is occupied by myself on 1,591 points. I had 272 for the period. I'm pretty happy with my performance on here, given that for 11 days of that period, it was solely the Vita abroad, and that wasn't consistently playing, and that was sort of sneaking in when I had time in the morning, getting up early doors, before the kids and wife were up, late at night when they'd gone to sleep. Sometimes it was down. If we were sunbathing, I'd be sort of lying on my front with a towel over me till it got too hot to see the screen, and then I would lie on the front with the Vita under the sunbed, me looking down on it to try and play it. So my rarest trophy was in Sonic All-Stars Racing Transformed, and that was Driftmore. I did manage to 100% it must be one of their earliest games, Housemarque games, they're called Thermins, which is a nice little sort of puzzle game. Then when I came back, did a couple of those pinball games. I got the platinum on Real Fishing Road Trip Adventure as well. So 272 points, but it didn't take me any further up, or didn't even get me any closer to anybody else, because everybody above me scored higher anyway. So I'm well out of it. I'm just sort of probably battling it out between me and Alex for 5th and 6th. Maybe Tricky if he can sort of get his act together. But in fourth place, dropping a place, was I'm Styling on You Bro. He did enter. He got 332 points. But as I said, on the written one, you see it's got an NA against his rarest trophy of the week. Because that's because he hasn't earned one since before the 3rd of June. So his 332 would have all come before that. So I don't know whether he's dropped down, as I said, a place. I don't know whether it looks like he's moved back to the Xbox side on a little bit more of a permanent basis, but maybe sort of getting back into it, given that sort of how Rick has been performing and catching him up in Backlog Beatdown. There's not much in it between the two of them, and that might be the reason why we've seen Styling sort of not play anything this week. So. But 332 points nonetheless is the second highest score overall for the week. So well done to you, and getting in fourth place. You did close the gap a little bit on third place. Third place is dropping one as well, with Mark Fraser. 309 points, 1949 overall, so closing in on that 2,000 point mark. And Marky's been really consistent with his score, and he's triple figures virtually every single week without fail. And it looked as though for one, he would be the one to close the gap on Mies Ghost-a-lot. And he still may well do, but he plays some good. I mean, he plays good games. He plays rare games. He's 41% of the way through Ride 4, which obviously is an ultra rare plat if you can get that. He's doing Street Fighter 6, so that will obviously get him good points for the time being, unless there's any decay. Tetris Effect, he's 64% of the way through Tetris Effect as well, which is an impressive. If you can get that at Platinum, so that's 30 of 43, that would be, because that is a 0.47% rarity on the trophy front, so that would be really good if you could get that one. But you see, yeah, he still continues to perform well. And yes, dropped a place, but nothing to be sniffed at when you look at the scoring of the second place, which is Redbeard Rick. And Rick scored 514 points in this period, taken him to above 2,000, 2008. So he's got 60-odd point lead, 59 point lead or something over Mark. His rarest trophy was with the Platinum one in Skyrim VR. Obviously, as we all know, Rick loves Skyrim more than he loves Slay the Spire. I'm not sure whether Kalai recommended Skyrim to him or not, or whether it's just Slay the Spire. But anyway, he loves that game. And yeah, I'm just it's worth pulling his profile up, because Rick is obviously a member of our GTTSC team, the Loot Bros team, with me and Daryl, and he's been scoring heavily. Looks like he's on course for the Burnout Paradise Remastered plat. He's just recently got the Ark Survival Evolved plat. I know he's completed the story on Tony Hawk. He's only 7 trophies away from getting the plat in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. He's in Cards of the Dead. A few little smaller games, Hex Tunnel, the Copper Canyon Shootout, which is a VR shooter game. Risk, Urban Assault, Streets of Rage 2. Platinum in Tomb Raider. So some big games in there, and obviously he had a little dry spell where he wasn't scoring particularly high, but he's sort of soon turned that around, and has been great for our team, and obviously being great for our team has resulted in him moving up the leaderboards in the rarity update. So well done to him. Which leaves us at number 1, and no surprises who that is, which is George Mies Ghost-a-lot. He had the lowest scoring period out of anyone in the top 7. Top 7? Yeah, top 7 at 222, which is still obviously a very good score. He's on 2,468. So he's still got a lead of 460, but that, bearing in mind 3-4 weeks ago his lead was about 800. That's obviously been cut down significantly, which will be interesting to see how that develops over the next sort of 3, 4, 5 weeks. We might have actually 2 people going after him, possibly even 3 if Styling sort of comes back. So it could be a real tight contest for that top place if the scoring continues the way it is. But his rarest trophy was an ultra rare one, Minecraft Dungeons at 2.25%. I'm not sure what else, what he's been playing recently. Definitely took its toll. He went out early doors. He was flying in that GTTSC competition in the solo, and he was carrying MZ and Yield for a little bit. And he went to bed, went to work, thinking he was safe, and hadn't checked. Unfortunately, couldn't do anything to rectify, and went out early doors. So with load of bonuses. So he got. It looks like he got the platinum in Ark Survival involved as well. Minecraft Dungeons, he's 100%ed that again. Working well on Mortal Kombat 11, 37 and 59. It looks like he's just started The Witcher 3 on PS5. So interesting to see how that one goes. So that is the little bit more detailed. I say a little bit, quite a lot, bit more detailed depth into your profiles and whatnot. We'll quickly go through the rarest trophies of the week, and then we'll just do a few platinum shouts out. So the rarest trophies of the week, starting in reverse order. Number 5 is Mark Fraser with Endurance Victory and Ride 4. That's at 4.82%. It's good that all 5 are ultra rare as well. And that was win your first endurance race lasting at least 1 hour in any game mode. Dedication, fair play to that one. That trophy doesn't sound easy. Well, it sounds, first and sort of having to sort of play it for an hour as well, but I guess obviously can't turn it off or anything. Alex was at 4 for his platinum in Gods Will Fall. So well done to you, Alex. Miskote Slot Golden Gauntlet in Minecraft Dungeons. Now this description is a mouthful. Where is it? Complete Gauntlet of Gales on Apocalypse difficulty with the Golden Parrot as your companion. The Golden Parrot. Rick was at 2 with Skyrim VR Platinum. Well done to Rick. And at number 1, and even despite its increase in popularity, was Resident Daryl with his Projections from the Deep in Killing Floor 2. I've got it down as 0.80. We've already established it's actually increased to 1.08, but still enough to be the rarest trophy of the week. And potentially, we'll keep an eye on it, but it'll probably go up. But as it would stand, it would be 5th in the rarest competition trophy overall. We'll do the platinum. I won't do in an order of, because there's that many platinums. I'll do it by individual rather than sort of rarity. So first, before going into the platinums, I'll just do the 100%. So massive congratulations to Gaz Davis 11, you legend, for his Firmins 100% at 12.33%. So well done to you, sir. 100% Redbeard Rick in Sonic the Hedgehog 2 at 2.65%. I would have thought that would have been higher, but no. Well done to Rick. So the weekly platinums. I did take you platinums from all the time I was away, not just from the 3rd of June. So first starting off, Redbeard Rick, Cards of the Dead, Hex, which was 40.58%. That's on sale for anyone interested in card games. Redbeard Rick, Hex Tunnel, 68.66%. He also got Tomb Raider remastered, or whatever the latest one is for PS. Not the latest one, but the remastered original reboot from the PS4 at 4.82%. He had Skyrim VR, as we've already talked about, 1.66%. The Copper Canyon VR game, 34.62%, and a game called Bonfire at 55.98%. So well into Rick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 platinums there. Myself, I mean, not great ones, but I'll take them. Tale of Paper, 77.20. Jurassic Pinball, 70.52%. Real Fishing Road Trip Adventure, which actually was quite fun. I enjoyed that. 32.82%. And then Touchdown Pinball at 12.93%. And that's the toughest pinball one that I've done so far, that Touchdown Pinball, because you have to go up to the hardest trophy is getting the extra ball. And what you have to do is you have to go up a ramp. First off, the ramp is right in the middle, in between where the flippers would be. So when you hit, and then you've got 4 American football players that you have to knock down who are on the ramp. So when you can only knock down one at a time. So you knock it down, not one down. but more often than not, the ball comes straight back down and straight back to between the flippers. So you have to be quick to get them down whilst the ball saver is on, and then you've got to get it up the ramp, and it takes you into another screen where it takes you to like an American football field with different flippers on there. There's about 46 red men and 46 blue men. You have to knock down all 46 men as the flippers are moving up the field. You don't have to do it all in one go, but you do it in the sort of for your 3 lives that you do. But yeah, you need to be getting the touchdown when you get up there by basically just hitting the ball past the goal line, and then you get ball saver, and then you go through the rigmarole of you've got to get it up the ramp by hitting these touchdown players. If you can get 2 or 3 down, and then still have your ball saver, and then you're all right. But you always do need to get a. I don't know why I'm explaining it in so much detail, because no way any of you is going to play it anyway. Next is Mark Fraser. He got the Platinum in Humanity, a new game on PS Extra. Well done to you. 20.99%. I'm styling on you, bro. Train Sim World 3 at 30.23%. So most of the time that Platinum, he's actually finished it, but I think he's still got about 800 trophies left of DLC to do on that one. So he'll be busy for a while on that. Alex got 2 in, as I already mentioned, Gods Will Fall at 4.38 and Rollerdrome at 7.18. So 2 really impressive platinums there. Donk got more than 2, but 2 that I would count as legit. In fact, 1 probably legit. The other one I put in because I put other shit ones in before. So I thought, well, this is rarer than those other shit ones, so I'll put it in. The Light in the Darkness at 86.27%. And Garden Simulator at 58.91%. Daryl got two nice ones as well for Daryl. Control, 26.79, and Titanfall 2, 8.10. So well done to Daryl on both of those ones. Yield also got 2. Leisure Suit Larry, Wet Dreams Don't Dry at 50.47, and Keener Bridge of Spirits. MZ got Burnout Paradise Remastered, which is 11.22%. Dupe's got a couple as well. Live or Live Alive. Not sure, but it's 25.58%. Not familiar with that. You also got Final Fantasy VI at 32.52. That one, Seagal, got 2 both in Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, 1 for PS4, 1 for PS3, 33.61 and 22.67. Tricky got Burnout Paradise Remastered as well, 11.22. Wellington, and then Tross got 2 really big name games. Didn't do himself justice on the points. Feel like they should be worth more. Then you can hear seagulls there. 26.46% for Star Wars Jedi Survivor and 41.94% for Horizon Forbidden West. That is your extended update. I hope you're okay with that. If it's too long, don't let me know. Don't bother listening, whatever. But yeah, thought I would do a long one because I was a little bit bored. I'm going to pick my lad up now, so I am over and out. Cheers.
Countdown on the clock again. Feel like I'm playing in a game that I can never win. Time is running out, I know I gotta make a choice. So many whispers in my ear that I can't hear my voice. Tell me, will it end the situation that I'm in? Or am I bound to sit alone, drowning in my sin? Get right or get left, what will it be? Time is running out, the blood is flowing down the streets. People need to know we're living in a war zone. Hit the streets with the truth, tell them that it's on. Get right or get left, what will it be? Time is running out, the blood is flowing down the streets. People need to know we're living in a war zone. Hit the streets with the truth, tell them that it's on. So many people that I talk to know the truth. Do what they want to do and really never follow through. Follow you, yeah, see nothing but false idols. Pedestals are tearing down, I don't need a title. Just give me grace, free love, and nothing but truth. Toss out the lies, all the wolves hiding in the skies. Lost time is something we can never get back. Pay no attention to opinions, only want the facts. Get right or get left, what will it be? Time is running out, the blood is flowing down the streets. People need to know we're living in a war zone. Hit the streets with the truth, tell them that it's on. Get right or get left, what will it be? Time is running out, the blood is flowing down the streets. People need to know we're living in a war zone. Hit the streets with the truth, tell them that it's on. We are living in a broken world. Get right or get left, what will it be? Time is running out, the blood is flowing down the streets. People need to know we're living in a war zone. Hit the streets with the truth, tell them that it's on. Get right or get left, what will it be? Time is running out, the blood is flowing down the streets. People need to know we're living in a war zone. Hit the streets with the truth, tell them that it's on.
Please hang up and try again.